movements and position shifts and things like that, we can start to work into the idea of actually alternate picking across strings. And the easiest way to think of that is across all 6 strings. This relates more to position playing with scales and things. Okay, so again, we'll just keep it nice and simple. Just do a down up motion and then down up, down up, down up, down up. So let's say we do 4 at a time. So down up, down up. Then we move to the 5th string, down up, down up. Then to the 4th string, down up, and so on. So we get something like this. And we can do exercises like that. It doesn't have to be 4 for each string, 4 picks. You can do 16, you can do however many you feel comfortable with. The idea is that what you're doing is just gradually moving across the strings with a minimum of movement, which is why I say it helps to anchor your hand and to keep all the movement in the wrist. Alright, this is very handy when it comes to, crossing strings with scales. Okay, so we want to get that down up movement really working. Now it turns out that the less movement there is across the strings, the more controlled the movement can be. So in other words, if we were to start with the 2 finger patterns, we're obviously going to be crossing the strings a lot more often than what we would be if we were playing the 4 note per string patterns. Okay, so with that in mind, let us just consider the 1st fret only and assign a finger to each of the first 4 frets. Then what we're going to do is we're going to down on the 1st, up on the 2nd, down on the 3rd, up on the 4th. Same with the 5th string, 4th string, and like that. And then we can move up a fret and do the same. And move all the way up the neck. Now you'll find it easier, and it may take quite some time, but you'll find it easier just to consider the movement restricted to the first 4 frets only. So just play through that. And so on, just go up and back, up and back, up and back. And that not only builds the coordination and dexterity needed, it means that we don't have to play complicated scale techniques to begin with. We just build up that movement of crossing the strings nice and slowly and not having much of a shift in the actual position. Okay, so what we've done, and obviously once you master that, you can use the 2 note per string patterns, like the 1st and 2nd, 1st and 3rd, 1st and 4th, 2nd and 3rd, 2nd and 4th, and 3rd and 4th. But to start with, just and it may take quite some time. Might take you a couple of months before you start getting competent at it. But basically, what's going to happen is you just move up and down across the strings, from bottom to top to bottom, and so on. And so we've looked so far at position playing. That was the last example, and we initially focused on 1 string. And then the next step obviously is to have a combination of the 2, single string playing and cross string playing. And what we can do is then look at making more complicated structures, such as 3 notes per string, alternations between even and odd numbers of notes per string, and so on and so forth. So I'll conclude this first lesson with those types of examples. There will be more which will follow in the ensuing videos, but just remember, have a lot of patience, keep that hand at a minimal movement, keep the fingering simple, do position shifts, do cross strings, and just build up your chops like that. Good luck with it. I'll speak to you soon.